Welcome to this video on Clarence Darrow, an American lawyer known for a life dedicated to law and liberty. Darrow's career centered on defending controversial cases and championing civil liberties. Clarence Darrow was a leading American criminal defense attorney. He was a prominent member of the American Civil Liberties Union and was deeply involved in labor and anti-war movements. Darrow's legacy endures as a timeless advocate for civil liberties and human dignity. His courtroom tactics are still studied in law schools. He remains a cultural icon, advocating for scientific truth against religious challenges. Darrow's defense strategies often relied on emotional appeals and humanizing his clients. He was known for exhaustive jury selection and intense cross-examinations, defending unpopular causes throughout his career. Born in Ohio in 1857, Darrow passed away in Chicago in 1938. Known as a trial lawyer and public speaker, his famous cases include the Leopold and Loeb and the Haywood trials. Darrow, the son of a Methodist minister, grew up on a modest farm. Witnessing injustice early on, he self-educated by reading law books by candlelight, even funding his own schooling after farm chores. Darrow attended Allegheny College but left due to tuition. He graduated from the University of Michigan Law in 1882 at the top of his class. He quickly gained a reputation for relentless cross-examination and small-town defense work. Darrow's law philosophy centered on protecting the vulnerable. He believed law should not be a weapon for the powerful. His work emphasized humanism, empathy, and the lawyer's duty to speak the truth. Darrow's early career involved work in the labor and anti-war movements. He quickly became a leading member of the American Civil Liberties Union and famous for defending controversial clients. Darrow's move to Chicago was a major step in his legal career. It led to his involvement in important labor union cases, including the notable Leopold and Loeb and Haywood trials. Darrow was heavily involved in labor union and anti-war movements. His defense of controversial clients in major cases like the Haywood trial cemented his reputation as an early leader. The Haywood murder trial of 1907 was a dramatic case known as Justice on the Front Range. It was a major defense case for Darrow, representing a collision between the law and the mining interests. The Haywood murder trial in 1907 was also called Justice on the Front Range. This dramatic case focused on the collision between the law and the powerful mining interests. The trial was focused on the 1905 assassination of Governor Steunenberg, who was killed by a bomb planted on his gate. The Haywood trial of 1907 addressed this assassination, highlighting the conflict between the law and the mines. Understanding the Haywood murder trial requires knowing the case background. It remains a historical case often revisited in mock trials and legal studies. The Miller trial in 1912 involved Darrow's defense of striking coal miners in Pennsylvania. He exposed unsafe working conditions using workers' testimonies, and the acquittal set a precedent for labor rights jurisprudence. During the Red Scare, Darrow defended labor leader Earl Browder, centering his case on the 1918 Espionage Act. Darrow's argument focused on freedom of speech, sparking a national debate on civil liberties. The famous Leopold and Loeb trial involved two teenagers accused of murder. Darrow's defense famously avoided the death penalty for his clients in this controversial Chicago case, which remains widely studied. In the Leopold and Loeb sentencing phase, Darrow's defense focused heavily on avoiding the death penalty. His widely studied argument in this controversial Chicago murder case ultimately succeeded. Darrow's inherited traits argument in the Leopold and Loeb trial argued against the death penalty. The defense sought to mitigate responsibility by focusing on the client's inherited traits and environment. The Scopes trial featured the dramatic clash of Darrow versus Bryan. Darrow defended science teacher John Scopes, while William Jennings Bryan represented the fundamentalist view in a debate over evolution and religion. The Scopes trial provided the stage for Darrow's most powerful rhetoric. His famous quotations from this trial highlight his skill and capture the essence of his legal philosophy, cementing his legacy. Darrow employed various cross-examination tactics, such as the gentle probe for confessions and the aggressive snap for rapid questioning. These techniques were crucial for exposing contradictions in testimony. Darrow's rhetorical mastery involved powerful storytelling with a clear, emotional narrative arc. This approach humanized his clients and focused on emotional impact, resulting in jury empathy. Clarence Darrow was known as the, quote, people's lawyer, becoming a noted cultural icon with widespread influence. His celebrity status grew through regular newspaper columns, radio interviews, and inspiration for stage plays and folk ballads. Darrow's complex legacy includes accusations of moral relativism and undue sympathy for the criminal. Critics also cited personal flaws like heavy drinking and occasional courtroom improprieties. Darrow's Crusader cases covered labor, civil rights, and criminal defense. He defended unionists, African-American workers, and championed intellectual freedom, free speech, and science. In his last years, Darrow dedicated himself to lectures and writing before passing away in Chicago in 1938. His courtroom strategies are still studied globally, and he remains a cultural icon. Darrow's modern influence is significant. The Darrow method is taught in top law schools, and his arguments impacted the early campaigns of the ACLU and the right to counsel in Gideon versus Wainwright. Darrow's legacy in pop culture includes films like Inherit the Wind and The People versus Larry Flynt. He is the subject of numerous biographies, novels, and successful plays like The Trial of Clarence Darrow. We can think of Darrow's legal treasure in three parts: gold for legal skill and tactical brilliance, silver for his humanism and empathy, and bronze for his enduring influence on law and civil rights. Current lawyers can learn from Darrow to speak the truth first and humanize every client. He also taught the value of using media effectively and continuously learning science, sociology, and philosophy for stronger arguments. Clarence Darrow is an American treasure for legal defense. His enduring echo reminds us that the highest purpose of law is to defend humanity and fight against ignorance, prejudice, and the suppression of ideas. Clarence Darrow remains a true American legal treasure. His masterful arguments and ethical brilliance endure in law and the popular imagination as he fought to defend humanity against ignorance and prejudice. Thank you for watching this video on Clarence Darrow, the people's lawyer. His legacy continues to inspire those who champion civil liberties and justice for all.